Hey everyone, today I wanted to review the found footage horror movie, The Taking of Deborah Logan. It came out in 2014 and it's about this documentary crew that is following the woman, Deborah Logan, who is suffering from the early stages of Alzheimer's. And you see how early on it seems like it's Alzheimer's, but you quickly learn that through some more actions and violent things that she does and just strange occurrences that she is possessed. And so I hadn't heard of this movie probably until about a week ago, and I saw it in one of those like top 10 horror movies of whatever year list, and I just was like, hey, this looks interesting, I'll watch the more details or more clips from it than what was in the video. And yeah, I mean, for the most part I thought this was a pretty good movie. Now it's not like my favorite movie ever or favorite horror movie. I won't go out and buy it or anything, but since we're all kind of sitting around doing nothing right now, it's free if you have Xbox or PlayStation. There's this app called Tubi TV, and it's on there. And, for free, why not? That's how I felt. And I don't usually like found footage horror movies. There's a select few that I like, but overall that category has been, I think, pretty bad. This movie, for about 2/3 of it, maybe half of it, is pretty good. And then it starts to fall apart towards the end. I'll talk about that in a moment, but I do want to mention what was good about this movie. The biggest positive is the actress who plays Deborah Logan. This is some really good acting that she puts on. Like, you're very convinced that it's Alzheimer's, and then you just go from that to seeing how crazy she gets and how, like, there's some very strange things that she's doing that are not human or humanly possible. And you see the family's reaction to her. And how her daughter, how like early on in her life, whenever she was growing up, how she was actually a lesbian and how her mom wasn't accepting of that, and how she loves her mom very much, but it wore on her over time. And you see her trying to drink or smoke to kind of cope with everything that's been going on, and she's there for her mother, but her mother doesn't really want her there, it seems like. And you see how she tries to get the documentary crew that is filming her, which is the ones who were basically behind the camera, just trying to get them away early on until her daughter convinces her that you need the money to keep the house and for all the medical bills that you're going to be having. There's about 5 or 6 main characters in this. There's Deborah Logan, Sarah Logan, the daughter, the 3 or 4 documentary crew members, a neighbor, and then there's Deborah's primary doctor. And I think everyone does a pretty good job. There's maybe one of the film crew characters that I didn't particularly like, but he's not in it for the full thing. And so I think that this movie does a really good job of being just creepy early on. Like, I never found it to be, in the first half, to be like really poor found footage. I thought that the found footage aspect worked very well in the first half. Everything that you see is really creepy. There's like a window that just is 1 second closed, another second open, that was nailed shut, and Deborah's just standing there with a creepy look on her face. There's a scene where the main documentary crew girl, who's like the leader of them, her name was Mia, and she's trying to wash her hands after they found her digging in the dirt, and Deborah's just giving her this like just evil looking stare without blinking. It's a good 30-40 seconds where it's just, you can't see Mia's face, and the camera's just stuck on Deborah's face, and she's got this just evil look on her face. And then it goes from evil to like this creepy just smile. And I thought that was a pretty good scene. And so for the first half of this movie, I was really interested. But it's the second half where you start to get more details about who's possessed her and why. Is not that great. And I don't want to tell you all that, but I just want to say, like, a lot of people that I was reading after I saw it, this was their opinion also, that the second half is where the movie falls apart, especially the end. And that was for me, where I was just kind of like, the creepy factor goes from trying to be creepy to just, okay, here's some story and then let's rush it. And I think you just find out really too soon, or the family finds out too soon, that she's possessed. And I mean, there's really no, I guess, clues for them to think that. It's just she's acting strange. There's no medical diagnosis they can give her other than Alzheimer's. The doctors are confused, and then one of them just gets in their head, oh, she's possessed, and then they just run with it, and then like that's where the movie goes from there on. And it just seemed like there could have been a better way to get to that point. And then that final like 5 minutes, maybe even more, probably 10, 15 minutes, is in a cave. And because it's in a cave, like every found footage movie, you know, it's dark, so they have the light on, or it's night vision, and then the camera shakes and you can't see anything and the lights go off. That is what I think this movie did poorly. That's for me why I don't like found footage. You should just keep showing it. And if you're not going to have the camera hit the ground or something, or, you know, there's plenty of opportunity to keep showing it. And I think because found footage is a genre that usually the people who make those movies don't have the biggest budget, and there's a lot of CGI at the end there that you can tell that it's not the best, but I thought it was passable just because I've seen movies that are even worse than that and I don't mind them. So, you know, I didn't hate that part of it, but you can tell that it felt rushed at certain points, and that ending was definitely one of them. So you know, besides the ending and how the movie kind of starts to fall apart as it goes further on, I still thought I would like recommend this movie to anyone who's looking for a horror movie. And like I said, nobody's really doing anything right now. So if you want a good horror movie, or a decent horror movie, I guess is the better way to say it, I do recommend The Taking of Deborah Logan. If you have seen it, let me know what you think. And, you know, just keep watching my videos. I'll be putting some more out. I'll be having a lot coming in the next week or two. I'm going to be doing some album rankings by one of my favorite bands, another Blu-ray update, and things like that. So yeah, keep watching, and thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.